Imagine walking to school, bwana, and when you reach the gate, the bursar looks at you and says, no need for money today, mwana wa Malawi. Education is now free. Zikomo kwa mbiri nditu. That's the energy that swept across Malawi when Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika stood tall on October 20 and dropped a policy bomb louder than a Mzuzu market horn. Free secondary schools starting January 2026. Malawi social media went wild. People shouted, "Makoro, Makoro," and others asked, "Is this real or just campaign fireworks?" Well, GlobalPulseNewz is here to cut through the hype, the music, and the political drumming to unpack what really went down in Thiolo. Today, we break it into 5 solid facts, each one sharper than a chambo bone, so by the end, you'll know what's true, what's tricky, and why this move could rewrite the future of Malawian youth. And yes, we'll keep it bold, half English, half Malawian flavor, because this story belongs to all of us. Diaife tonse. So, buckle your seatbelt, grab your sweet tea or maheo, and let's roll into fact number 1, the big announcement itself. President Peter Mutharika, known by his supporters as APM, chose the most unexpected stage to break the news, the Muhwako wa Alomhwe Cultural Festival in Thiolo. Amid drums, dancing, and shangwe za muziki, he said in that calm professorial voice, "From January 2026, government schools, both primary and secondary, will be free." People gasped, ululated, and phones went up faster than maize prices in November. He didn't whisper it, oh no, he thundered it. Education is a right, not a privilege. Without discipline and education, our nation cannot develop. That line alone had elders nodding like, bwana kunena zoona. But behind the applause came serious questions. Free for whom? For how long? And where will the money come from? Social commentators like Gerard Makina quickly reminded Malawians that promises need budgets, not slogans. Still, the symbolism was powerful. For a nation where 55% of families struggle to afford secondary education, hearing Yaulere felt like being handed keys to a better future. This wasn't just talk. Mutharika said the plan includes tuition, exam fees, and school development funds. In other words, the costs that parents sigh, "Ai bwana sindili nindalama," are about to vanish. As fireworks lit the evening sky, one could feel hope dancing with skepticism. Two lifelong partners in Malawian politics, zizakala bwani nditu. Stay tuned because next we check whether free really means yaulere kweni kweni. Malawi, land of footnotes and small print. When politicians say free, you better put on your reading glasses. The Ministry of Education clarified soon after the speech that the waiver covers tuition, exam fees, and SDF contributions, but boarding fees remain intact. So if your child sleeps at school, you're still paying for that mattress. Urban parents cheered. Rural guardians nodded carefully. One mother in Deza laughed. "So my boy can study for free but he must still pay to sleep? Eish, Malawi indeed." It's a fair point. For many distant students, boarding is not a luxury, it's survival. Experts also warned removing fees without boosting infrastructure could crush the system. Mukachosa ndalama, komaosa wanjeza madeski, mukupanga chaos, said one teacher from Zomba. Translation: you scrap fees without adding desks, you are creating chaos. But let's give credit where it's due. The move follows the 2018 pledge under Mutharika's early administration to expand free primary schooling. It's a natural progression niditu, if managed well. International partners like UNICEF have already hinted at technical support, though budgets remain tight. So yes, bwana, it's free, but not entirely. Think of it as a buy one, get one free education policy. Tuition equals free, lodging not so much. The optimism is high, but expectations are even higher. Now, before we declare victory, let's ask who gains most from this decision and who might still be left behind in the dust of good intentions. For countless Malawian families, especially in rural districts, this policy is pure gold. The removal of fees could mean hundreds of thousands of new students entering secondary classrooms for the first time. Imagine the ripple effect. Girls who used to drop out because of costs returning to finish Form 4, boys choosing books over piecework. Zilibwino kwa mbiri nditu. But here's the kicker. Success depends on capacity. Many government schools already operate with overcrowded classes, sometimes 80 students per teacher. Tilindiana ochunaku kupasa madeski, lamented a headmaster in Mchinji. Translation, you scrap fees without adding desks, you are creating chaos. But let's give credit where it's due. The move follows the 2018 pledge under Mutharika's early administration to expand free primary schooling. It's a natural progression niditu, if managed well. International partners like UNICEF have already hinted at technical support, though budgets remain tight. So yes, Bwana, it's free, but not entirely. Think of it as a buy one, get one free education policy. Tuition equals free, lodging not so much. The optimism is high, but the expectations are even higher. So, yes, many will win, but not at once. This is a relay, not a sprint. And like every relay, someone must hold the baton steady. Alright, we've seen who gains, but what about the bail, Bwana? Let's talk numbers, kwacha, and cents, because free isn't free to the treasury.
Here's where the chalk hits the board. Education officials estimate the government will need tens of billions of kwacha yearly to fund free secondary schooling. That's no pocket change. It's like buying the SEMA for the whole nation every day. Critics ask where the money will come from. New taxes? International donors? Cutting other budgets? One economist joked, if we're not careful, free education might come with paid inflation. Still, APM insists fiscal discipline and smart prioritization will foot the bill. Infrastructure is another beast. Many schools need renovation, broken desks, leaking roofs, missing labs. Anasanga punzire muvula, a parent in Karanga's side. Government promises 10,000 new classrooms by 2026. Ambitious, yes, but time is ticking. There's also teacher morale. Without better salaries, Mabawana Punzitsi may feel overworked. The teachers' union already whispers about workload allowances, because when 200 students share 5 textbooks, even chalk feels political. Financially, the move could pressure an economy already juggling fuel costs and currency depreciation. But economists remind us, education is an investment, not an expense. The payoff, a literate, skilled generation that can drive industrial growth. So the challenge is heavy, but as Malawians say, mutu modi susenza denga. One head can't carry a roof. Collaboration is key. Money aside, what's at stake for Malawi's future if this bold policy actually works or fails? Let's zoom out, Bwana. Education isn't just reading and exams. It's the power to dream. APM said, without education, there is no development. True words, nditu. Every engineer, doctor, teacher starts in a classroom. If the policy succeeds, the benefits will echo beyond blackboards. Reduced youth unemployment, empowered women, stronger civic participation. Ana a Malawi at Ziko. Even rural economies could flourish as educated youth bring new ideas home. But here's the flip side. If quality drops, the dream becomes illusion. Too many students, too few teachers, poor facilities. Zikohaza kutaika. That's why experts emphasize balancing access with excellence. Globally, countries like Kenya and Tanzania learned that free education attracts mass enrollment but strains quality. Malawi must study those lessons. Still, hope glows bright. Ordinary citizens are already volunteering, fixing classrooms, donating chalk, forming community watch groups. Umobi ndim famvu. This shared spirit could turn policy into progress. Ultimately, this story isn't just about schools, it's about identity. A nation that invests in minds invests in its soul. So whether you shout bravo APM or whisper tikudikira zotsatiro, one thing is clear, the classroom revolution has begun. So what have we learned, Mabwana Enga? Let's wrap it all up with the final thoughts and our Global Pulse signature call to action. So there you have it, folks. Malawi just dropped a policy bold enough to make the continent watch. President Peter Mutharika's October 20th announcement promises free secondary education by 2026. The applause is loud, the hopes are high, and the homework, well, that's massive. If government can match words with action, Dzikolatu lidzashinta. If not, it risks being another political promise filed under nice try. Either way, it's history in the making, and we at Global Pulse News will keep the spotlight on it. Now, do your part. Smash that subscribe button, share this video like you share football memes, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Kuri inu mukuhuluri birazitareka. And hey, while you're spreading knowledge, don't forget to check out our sister channels at Sparkling Kids, Fun Learning and Cartoons for the Little Geniuses, and at Rema Fatima, Smart Entertainment for Creative Young Minds. Stay informed, stay bold, and remember, on Global Pulse News, we don't just read the headlines. We shake them, twist them, and tell them with style. Ziko mukwambiri mabwana and mai hosewera. Until next time, peace out and stay curious.